$60 billion in aid to Ukraine, $14 billion in aid to Israel, plus the fate of thousands of asylum seekers and U.S. border security are in jeopardy as a vote on a $118 billion bipartisan security agreement appears likely to fail in the U.S. Senate later this week.
The American people want a solution that puts an end to the empty political rhetoric, which has failed to do anything for so long. We have to get the resources to the border to get the job done.
Biden making the case for the bill that took 4 months of negotiations in the U.S. Senate, after Senate Republicans asked for changes to the U.S. immigration system in return for their votes to pass aid to Ukraine.
For those Republicans in Congress who think they can oppose funding for Ukraine and not be held accountable, history is watching.
A growing number of Senate Republicans say they were left out of the negotiations and that the bill did not go far enough to address their concerns about border security.
We should have included border security metrics so that Ukraine aid release would be linked to the achievement of certain sustained border security benchmarks.
And many Senate Republicans are reluctant to vote for the measure, knowing it has an uncertain future in the Republican-majority U.S. House.
They sent us a supplemental funding proposal that has immigration reform, but not real border security reform, and so that's why it's a non-starter. They did not fulfill the requirements and the needs of the country.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the vote will move forward, putting Republicans on record for rejecting a compromise.
How could you negotiate with people like this? We tried. That's my job. I always believe in bipartisanship. But first, they say they can't pass Ukraine funding without border provisions. Now, they can't pass Ukraine funding with border provisions. Well, which one is it?
The lead Democratic negotiator on the bill said Republicans are making an election year calculation to vote against a bipartisan agreement.
President Trump has made it perfectly clear that he does not want any bipartisan solution to the border, that he wants the border to remain chaotic because he thinks it helps him politically.
A standalone Israel aid bill failed in the House Tuesday after House Democrats said it should be considered along with Ukraine aid and border security funding. Catherine Gibson, VOA News.